What kind of animal lives on the sun?
I don't know. What?
A solar bear.
It's time for the Children's Hour. Kids Public Radio.
Here's a song called Stardust. Mother Earth, Father Sun, Sister Moon, Brother Sky. Mother Earth, Father Sun, Sister Moon, Brother Sky. We are all stardust, stardust. We are all stardust, stardust. You and me and all of us. We are all stardust, stardust. So if you feel a little bit afraid, just remember from where we all came. We are all stardust, stardust. We are all stardust, stardust. Stars, planets, spiraling galaxy, mountains, deserts, redwood trees. We are all stardust, stardust. We are all stardust, stardust. You and me and all of us. We are all stardust, stardust. We are all stardust, stardust. We are stardust, stardust. You and me and all of us. We are all stardust, stardust.
This episode was recorded in the summer of 2022 at the New Mexico Solar Energy Association's Solar Fiesta. A learning guide comes with this episode. Find it at childrenshour.org. Look for solar energy. Eileen and the In-Betweens, everybody. Give it up. This is the Children's Hour. I am Katie Stone. I am your hostess with the mostest kids in the world working on radio, and I'm delighted to be here with a whole lot of great people in person at the New Mexico Solar Energy Association's Solar Fiesta. And let's introduce everybody on the crew.
Hi, it's Beth.
Hello, it's Evan.
Hey, it's Gareth.
Hi, it's Isaac.
Hi, it's Eli. Hey, it's Soleil.
Hello, friends. It's Melissa.
Hi, it's Lily Mae. Hi, it's Caroline. Hi, it's Jade.
Hello, it's Amadeus.
And hey, hi everybody out there. Hi. We have a sweet little crowd here today. Eileen, please introduce your band.
Love to. Hi, everybody. My name is Eileen O'Shaughnessy, and we're Eileen and the In-Betweens. This is
Stephanie Grainer.
Jackie Chacon.
Lazarus Letcher.
All right. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad to have you back with us on the Children's Hour, Eileen.
We're happy to be here.
We have Marlene Brown here from the New Mexico Solar Energy Association. She's going to be explaining to us what solar power is. This is the sunshine falling upon us all freely every day, and we can collect that energy and we can run everything off that energy, including everything you see happening right now. Just so folks in the listening audience know, out in listener land, here in person we have some presents, including these.
All right, we have a special song now written by Steph Grainer, and she's going to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay, so this song is about how the sun works really hard and who's taking care of the sun. So at the beginning, it's going to be talking about how maybe it's kind of lonely being the sun way up there working so hard. But then at the end, we are going to fill the sun with our appreciation, and we are going to kazoo chorus to the sun to show our love for the sun. She doesn't sleep, she is the day. Smiles as she moves, but she's tired. Looked upon as a god, take the sickness away. The healing power of the sun, nowhere to run, no one to embrace her. Her touch is red hot, no variety in her movements, same circle, same way. She never sees the darkness, but she loves a cloudy day. And though she's highly unstable, the world says she's steady. And when she gets angry, something else. Life begins and life recedes. No one tends to her needs. Each day she will rise, and today she will shine. My love, the sun.
Eileen in the in-betweens and our audience kazoo chorus right here on the Children's Hour. Right now, I'd like to call up to the microphone our friend from the New Mexico Solar Energy Association, Marlene Brown.
Thanks, Katie. I'm so excited to be here.
Marlene Brown, you are an engineer and so much more, but really, you are an expert in solar energy. When we talk about energy and we talk about solar energy, it all seems like such a great idea, but really, what is energy?
So there's a couple answers for that, but really think about when you want to power something. when you want to plug something in so you get power, like a fan when you're hot, or like your television if you want to watch it, you just plug it in the wall, right? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where do you think that comes from?
Well, there's a bunch of places that energy can come from, but I typically think of the sun or solar or some big power plants, but I don't really know exactly where.
So in our homes, in our schools and other places, when we plug into the wall, a lot of times that power comes from fossil fuels. More and more, we're getting it from the sun, but right now, we need to increase that. But what it is that when we plug something into an outlet, we need to get power so that it can turn on. We say the equation, a very simple equation, power times the amount of time you use it is energy.
Okay, so you mean that every time we want to run something that's not our buddies running like this, even when I'm doing this, I'm running in place in case you're on the radio, I am using a lot of energy. Is that the same energy that you're talking about?
It's a little bit different because it's coming from you. But you could use your energy to power those things. It would take a lot of it. You'd kind of get tired.
I would. And yeah, right in your mic, Soleil.
I realized that the parking meter was solar powered. I was wondering, are humans solar powered too?
We are definitely solar powered. A little different than the parking meter. So we're solar powered because we need the sun to live. But when you talk about power at your parking meter, we make something called solar cells, which we make into solar panels. And those can provide power for things like parking meters or our homes. You need a certain amount of power for the things that we need, right? So for a parking meter, we don't need much power. But for our homes, we need more power. For our schools, we need more power than that. And even there's solar electric panels on the building behind me on the school and at different parts of the school.
We have another question from Caroline.
It comes from these tall white things, and they go like this. They spin around, and sometimes they, like when they're like this, they go like this, and one is like down like that. So it spins slowly. Sometimes it spins like fast, only this fast. I've seen them when I went on a very, very long trip, and they help make like energy.
You're thinking of wind turbines.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's renewable energy. And wind turbines are really interesting because they work in specific areas where there's enough wind. And the reason they go slowly sometimes is because there's not as much wind as other times when they spin faster.
And they make electricity just by moving? Wow.
They can make electricity that we can use, right? We make components to turn that wind into electricity that we can use.
So we're literally taking the wind and it becomes electricity. And if you think about it, it makes sense. If you have something that's blowing against you, you feel that energy of the wind. When we figured out how to capture it with wind power.
That's right.
Question over here from Gareth.
How do we transport energy?
Great question. When we're talking about transporting energy, we need power lines, like the lines that go overhead. I'm a big proponent of creating energy from the sun and using it locally as possible. So I have solar electric panels on my house that I use directly at my house. Anything extra goes into the utility lines. But the way that we move that electricity is with wires. And so if we have a little bit, we can use little wires. And if we have a lot, we need bigger wires. And the utility, if we want to move it far, we need to make sure the wires are big enough so we can move all that energy where we want it.
Interesting.
I'll let you.
Yeah, that is so interesting. So we call those transmission
lines.
Transmission line. We see them. They're like these lines. Have you ever seen them? The whole world seems to have these electric lines. Melissa.
Now, I know that there's solar energy, but are there any other types of energies that we rely on?
We rely on many types of energy. So solar electricity and wind. we have natural gas, and we have coal, and we have nuclear. And there's probably a hydrogen. If you're in
Water? Isn't there hydro?
Right, hydropower, but you need the right site for hydropower.
So places that have like big waterfalls, they can take the energy of the water falling over the waterfall, and they can grab that energy, and eventually that energy ends up powering somebody's toaster.
That's correct. But we can also use, sometimes even in small rivers and streams, we can harness some of that energy from falling water and use it locally. Even in small places, we can use falling water.
So you don't need Niagara Falls.
You don't need Niagara Falls. But Niagara Falls produces a lot of energy.
We're talking with Marlene Brown from the New Mexico Solar Energy Association. We're going to come back to Marlene, ask more questions about solar power. But first, our band, Eileen and the In-Betweens, right here on the Children's Hour.
All right, we're going to play a song that follows really well from that conversation about energy and different forms of energy. The song is called Keep It in the Ground, and it's about keeping all those dirty forms of energy like coal and fossil fuels and nuclear, keeping it in the ground and turning towards actual renewables like wind and solar.
A learning guide comes with this episode. Find it at childrenshour.org. Look for solar energy.
We don't need coal, but we do need air. We don't need nukes, but we do need water. Yes, we do. But we do need love. We don't need greed, but we do need each other. Yes, we do. Stay humble, stay grounded, stay wise. We are in the darkest of nights. Stay humble, stay grounded, stay wise. I need you right here by my side. Keep it in the ground, gotta keep it in the ground. Coal and fossil fuels, gotta keep them in the ground. Uranium, we gotta keep it in the ground. Keep it in the ground, keep it all in the ground. Need coal, but we do need air. We don't need nukes, but we do need water. Yes, we do. We don't need war, but we do need love. We don't need greed, but we do need each other, yes we do.
You're listening to the Children's Hour, Kids Public Radio.
You're listening to an encore edition of the Children's Hour recorded last summer in 2022 at the New Mexico Solar Energy Association's 50th annual Solar Fiesta. We'll be right back. Children's Hour is produced by the Children's Hour Incorporated. We're a nonprofit based in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can learn more about us and support our work at childrenshour.org. Electric Playhouse in Albuquerque, New Mexico is a proud supporter of the Children's Hour. Find your play at Electric Playhouse. It's fun for kids and adults who want to play like a kid again. Featuring 16 interactive spaces with constantly rotating games with a full restaurant, you can play and dine at Electric Playhouse. Tickets at electricplayhouse.com. The Children's Hour is supported by the New Mexico Humanities Council. Since 1972, NMHC has sought to engage New Mexicans with history, culture, and diverse humanities topics. nmhumanities.org. A learning guide comes with this episode. Find it at childrenshour.org. Look for solar energy.
We need the sun, sun, yes, we need the sun shining down on me. We need the sun, sun, yes, we need the sun, solar energy. Oh, everything on the earth needs sun for warmth and energy and having fun. We need the sun, sun, yes, we need the sun, solar energy. La la, la la la, la 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 la. Oh yeah. La 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 la. Oh, we need the sun, sun, yes, we need the sun shining down on me. We need the sun, sun, yes, we need the sun, solar energy. Oh, everything on the earth needs sun for warmth and energy and having
Hans
fun.
Meyer from a release called It's Our World, the Green Album, right here on the Children's Hour. And over the break, we heard Mary Jean. They're from far western New Mexico, out near Gallup, and that was their Solar Energy Instrumental. Today on the show, we're learning about solar energy. We had the opportunity to have an event at the New Mexico Solar Energy Association's Solar Fiesta. Our guest on the show is engineer and educator Marlene Brown. She teaches solar workshops and is an expert in our community on solar energy. She was the first grid-tied solar energy system in New Mexico. That means when she put her solar panels on her house and connected that up to the transmission lines we learned about earlier, hers was the first house to do that in our state. There's a lot to learn about solar energy and renewable energy and energy in general. We're going to go back to the Solar Fiesta right here on the Children's Hour with our musical guests, Eileen and the In-Between.
Do you think that there will ever be a point where everybody uses solar panels? And if so, what can we do to speed that process along?
Great question. So solar electricity is not the only type of electricity, and it's not the only type of renewables. We have lots of sunshine here in New Mexico, and so for us, it's a great idea. There's a lot of hydropower or water power in places like Washington State, and it's not quite as sunny, although they have a lot of solar electricity. And some places are really windy, like North and South Dakota, and they have a lot of wind. Although we are the 5th windiest state in the country, so we have a lot of wind also, which is great. How can we speed the process up? Let's get educated, right? Let's learn about it. Let's do some projects. Let's help each other. And I think that'll help speed the process up.
Speaking of learning about all these things, how many solar panels does it take to power an average city?
Great question. So I get questions like that a lot. So what we do is we might not know exactly right off the bat how many panels it takes to power a city, but we can do the math and figure out how much power we need, and then we match the power to what we call our load. And a load is anything that uses electricity. So we figure out our loads, and then we match the power to the need. If we just put power out there, we might have too much or too little, right? So let's figure out how much we need. That's how we do the math.
Can I make my own homemade solar panels?
You can make your own homemade solar panels. You can. I've taught a workshop in it.
Like with tin foil?
No.
Oh. Not that easy, huh?
You have to get the solar cells. This is what I'm going to suggest, though. If you want to make a homemade solar panel, it would just be a small one for something small. If we're going to if we need a lot of solar electricity, we're going to need to buy commercially made solar electric panels, because those are something called UL listed. They're warranted and guaranteed. The ones we make ourselves can be for our own little projects, and we can use them for small projects. Plus, it takes a lot of time to make them, and you have to learn how to solder first.
Ooh, oh, solder like metal, hooking metal to metal using hot things. When people say renewable energy, what exactly does that mean, renewable energy, and what is not renewable about energy?
So renewable energy is energy that we can't use up. We cannot use up the sun, right? And if you remember, there's some bumper stickers out there and some posters out there that say, if we have a spill of sunshine, it's a wonderful day, right? It's not like a oil spill, right? And so basically renewable energy is energy that we can't use up. Non-renewable energy, fossil fuels, are things that we dig out of the ground. They took thousands and thousands and thousands of years to make, and now we're going to use them up. We can't replace those, not in our lifetime, not in many, many lifetimes. And so what we're doing is when we're digging it up, we're also destroying the earth and destroying everything while we're digging it up. So if we can use renewables, we can preserve our planet.
Because the wind always blows, the sun always shines, the water mostly always flows. Here we are in New Mexico where the water doesn't always flow.
But other places it flows all the time.
So these are types of energy that are happening around us in the natural world that all we have to do is capture. Why aren't people doing this all the time?
The reason I think people aren't doing it all the time is there's still a lot of folks that need to get educated. We know that it's a good idea, and we need to spread the idea to others. It's a good idea. So let's educate ourselves. Let's get rid of all the misinformation and bad information out there, and let's spread the word.
I love it. And that's what we're trying to do right here on the Children's Hour. We're learning about solar energy today with our special guest, Marlene Brown. We are recording a show from the Solar Fiesta at the University of New Mexico campus. It's a beautiful day. The sun is shining. The renewable resource of the sun is shining. We still have a few more questions from the kids on the crew for you. Let's come over to Evan.
I've heard that scientists are developing transparent solar. If this is true, what is transparent solar? How does it work? And why should we use it?
So what you're talking about is cells, solar electric cells that are transparent.
Meaning invisible, like see-through, like glass?
See-through. And they do, it's interesting, there is a lot of development in solar electricity and solar cells. And as time goes by, you'll see more and more interesting applications. Right now, you can buy solar electric panels or modules. The cells aren't transparent, but it's transparent around the cells. And the way that we're going to get transparent cells is with different types of materials. So those materials are getting studied, and folks are working with them at research institutions. And we can make cells very small, and we can make them in such a way that we can incorporate them into clothing and into paint and into other things. So we're going to see all sorts of cool applications in the future.
Wait, if you had solar panels in your clothing, why would you want solar panels in your clothing? Okay, no one has an answer for why we would have solar panels. Who knows?
I do.
Okay, why? Why would you have solar panels in your clothing?
You could charge your phone. You could do all sorts of cool things. You could plug into your own shirt. I don't know. Just fun.
I imagine when you brought up that transparent solar panels, I think of windows. How many windows have the sun shining on them? Imagine if all the windows that had the sun shining on them could be capturing that electricity and powering the house that has the windows.
They already exist, Katie.
What? We're learning about solar energy with Marlene Brown. Lots more questions from the kids on the crew. Let's come to you, Caroline.
Well, you can, if you're like very like if you're just like all electric up, then you can like do a whole bunch of exercise. Like you can run really fast and can sometimes use up a little bit of your energy and make a little bit more.
I love it. Good idea.
If we had no sun, would we still have a solar if we had no sun?
We would not have solar if we had no sun, but that's not going to happen anytime soon.
No. You're listening to the Children's Hour, and this episode was recorded before a live audience at the Solar Fiesta 2022. We have a learn-along guide that comes with this episode. You can find it at childrenshour.org. Look for solar energy. This is our musical guest, Eileen and the In-Betweens, right here on the Children's Hour.
So wait for your kazoo solo till the end.
Desert cloudbursts pouring life into the land. May it continue, may it continue, may it continue.
And feel free to sing May You Continue with us.
Fresh strawberries in the summertime. May it continue, may it continue, may it continue. Solar energy that's available for everyone. May it continue, may it continue, may it continue. I believe in things unseen, mountain wind, ancestors' dreams. I believe in things unseen. I believe in you and me. Growing, pushing, thriving at the edges of the empire, at the edges of the empire. May it continue, may it continue, may it continue, may it continue. Awesome radio shows like the Children's Hour. May it continue, may it continue, may it continue. I believe in things unseen, mountain wind and solar streams. I believe in things unseen. I believe in you and me. Get ready, kazoo friends, your solos are coming up. Here it is. Da 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 da.
Give it up for Eileen and the In-Betweens. All right.
Electricity, 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 electricity. When you're in the dark and you wanna see electricity, electricity. Well, I'll flip that switch and what do you get? Electricity, electricity. Every room can now be lit. Electricity, electricity. When Generator is a machine that contains a powerful magnet that creates a magnetic field. When wires are rotated rapidly through this field, there's a current electricity produced. Now if we only had a superhero who could stand here and turn the generator real fast, we wouldn't need to burn so much fuel to make electricity. Benjamin Franklin with this card was such for electricity. He knew it had something to do with lighting his soul. Rubbing a cone with a wool and fur will give you electricity. Stroking a cat to make it purr, you're gonna get electricity. At rest is called static electricity. Like in the winter when you're wearing a heavy coat, you get a shock on the doorknob, or you scrape across the carpet and sneak up on your very best friend and zap him on the ear with a the current flowing to and fro makes a circuit. The voltage is the pressure, it makes it go. Watch will tell you just how much you'll be using. It's powerful stuff, so watch that plug, it's potent.
That was the band Goodness from Schoolhouse Rock Rocks, right here on the Children's Hour. In the background, Secret Agent 23 Skidoo. Today, we're talking about solar power. Solar power generated by solar panels is currently making 2.8% of the electricity generated in the United States, and worldwide, it makes 3.1% of the electricity generated with those photovoltaic panels that you see on rooftops and in solar fields. But there's another way to get the benefit of solar that's through using the warming rays of the sun directly with no panels. You'll notice that when sunshine heats surfaces like asphalt or cement, it warms them up. It does the same thing when strategically used in building design, with windows facing south and the sun's rays shining on a material that can retain heat, like water tanks, masonry, or adobe bricks. This so-called passive solar power can be used to help heat a home. We have links and more posted about solar energy at childrenshour.org. Look for this episode page, Solar Energy. More coming up right after the break.
You're listening to the Children's Hour, Kids Public Radio. We'll be right back.
Support for the Children's Hour provided by the County of Bernalillo, New Mexico. United Way of North Central New Mexico supports the Children's Hour. Outpost Performance Space in Albuquerque, New Mexico is a proud supporter of the Children's Hour. The Children's Hour is supported in part by an award from New Mexico Arts, a division of the New Mexico Department of Cultural Affairs, and the National Endowment for the Arts. Support for the Children's Hour is also provided by the City of Albuquerque's Cultural Services Department and the Urban Enhancement Trust Fund. Token Ibis is a supporter of the Children's Hour. At Token Ibis, they know that philanthropy doesn't need more money, it needs more people. Users can direct Token Ibis money towards their favorite New Mexico nonprofits. Learn more and sign up at tokenibis.org. We've made a learning guide for this episode that meets and cites national education standards. Find it at childrenshour.org. Look for solar energy.
Sing about the sun, there's only one Sing about the sun and have some fun. Sing about the moon, you can really croon. Sing about the moon, it's my favorite tune. Sing about bugs, beautiful bugs. Sing about the bees, if you please. Sing about the stars up in the sky. They make me so happy that I start to cry. Oh, sing about, sing about, sing about, sing about anything. Yeah, sing about, sing about, sing about, sing about. Yeah. Ooh. Sing about love all day long. Yeah, with love you can't go wrong. Sing about the days and all of the nights. As long as you sing, you will never fight. If you've got troubles, then you ought to sing. A little relief it's gonna bring. We'll sing it up high and send it out. Sing a little whisper, sing a shout. Oh, sing about, sing about, sing about, sing about everything. Yeah, sing about, sing about, sing about, sing about. La 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 la. Ooh wee 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 la 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 la. Yeah, wow 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 wow.
Sing About the Sun is Dog on Fleas right here on the Children's Hour. I'm Katie Stone. Today we're learning about solar energy. You can learn a lot more about solar energy and solar power at childrenshour.org. Look for this episode, Solar Energy. We had the opportunity this summer to spend some time at the Solar Fiesta at the University of New Mexico, and with us was engineer and solar educator Marlene Brown. The kids had a lot of questions for her.
Can you please explain to us the process of turning rays of sun into electricity?
Okay, I'm going to try to do it as simple as possible. But it's pretty complicated. So what happens is that we take something called silicon, which is sand. It's just sand. And we purify it, and we purify it, and we purify it. And that's called a semiconductor, which means it doesn't really conduct electricity, and it doesn't really insulate against electricity. It's called a semiconductor. And while we're producing it, we put an excess of something called electrons on one side, and that's by a special chemical process called doping on one side. And on the other side, we don't have very many electrons. We have an absence of electrons called holes. And while it's just sitting there in the dark, it's not doing anything. But when we put it into the light, when it's exposed to sunlight, the electrons move across this little teeny junction and create electricity. And it's a very small junction, less than a quarter of an inch.
Like a little space? Like a little space?
That's where that junction happens. But it happens with a chemical process.
How do we transport energy without power lines?
So without power lines, you got to use it directly where you produce it. So you won't be able to transport it unless you do something like store it in a battery, okay? Or put it in some kind of storage. So transporting it is different. You really do need power lines. But you can use it where you produce it. Like we could power a fan right here, or we could power a water pump or something right here, or at our homes.
I know that some of these renewable energies can be very expensive to use, like solar panels. So is there anything else that we can do to cut back on our use of fossil fuels?
Oh, this is a great question. One of my favorites. So I tell folks before they ever use or buy solar electricity, we need to do energy efficiency and conservation.
What does that mean? Energy efficiency and conservation.
So you've heard of compact fluorescent light bulbs and LED light bulbs instead of incandescent light bulbs.
Does that really make a difference? If I go ahead and do that in my house, those light bulbs are more expensive. Does that make a difference?
But in the long run, they're going to save you money because they last longer and use much less electricity. Absolutely, it will make a difference. And lighting is about 25% of our electric load. So
You mean
big.
25% of the electricity we use is lights?
It's about 25%. And then it depends on everything else you use, but using things that are more energy efficient and cutting back on things, maybe doing something differently, then you can save energy. So I personally hang my clothes on the line in New Mexico, and I don't have to use my dryer, right? It's not that I don't do it. Maybe I do it differently.
Why isn't solar power free?
Great question.
Yeah, so the sun is free. But making the cells and into panels and then getting the wires and the other parts that we need isn't free. But those are getting cheaper. And solar electricity, I've been at this conference all week, and I did just see a slide that said it is the cheapest energy out there to make, right? So it's getting cheaper.
Does it make energy when the moon is out? When you have a solar panel?
What a great question.
It is a good question. And folks are trying to capture moon energy. And all those solar cells that are in your watches and calculators work in low light conditions. You don't get much power out of it. And if we depended on just the moon, we wouldn't have a whole lot of power. But there are folks doing research on that, so stay tuned.
We've been learning about solar electricity with our friend Marlene Brown. She's an engineer, and she's also with the New Mexico Solar Energy Association, who is the host of Solar Fiesta. Thanks for being with us on the Children's Hour, Marlene. We learned a lot.
Thank you so much.
We have one more by Eileen in the In-Betweens right here on the Children's Hour at the Solar Fiesta.
Nobody gets to argue time. Maybe it's alright and I think it's just fine. We dance with breathlessness and restlessness, and that's fine. Listen to your heart and careful with it. It's a translucent bird off in the distance. Listen to your heart and careful with it. It's a long distance calling, you might miss it. I'm not surprised that everything is alive. 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 No, no, no. No, no, no.
300 years ago, Sir Thomas More invented the word utopia, where everything was going to be hunky-dory. But now we know it's going to be a green-powered Earth, and that'll be Solartopia. Was there an Adam? Was there an Eve? Or did we evolve from what we conceived? Either way, we got what was needed when the sun shone down on the Garden of Eden. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia, Solartopia, Solartopia. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia all over God's green world.
Well, we bit the apple and the garden was lost, so we had to work to pay the cost. And so we went digging into the ground and started to burn many things we found. But don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia, Solartopia, Solartopia. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia all over God's green world.
We multiplied, we needed more. got rich, the poor got sore. The fuel ran scarce, the price jumped high, and so we gave nuclear power a try. But don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia, Solartopia, Solartopia. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia all over God's green world.
But the nuclear plants were built in haste, with too many risks, no place for waste. And so from Seabrook to Shoreham town, we have to shut those nuke plants down. But don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia, Solartopia, Solartopia. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia all over God's green world.
Now we're fighting wars over oil and gas. No matter who wins, it will not last. The earth is scarred, the planet is warming. Don't you think that all of it's a great big warning?
Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia, Solartopia, Solartopia. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia all over God's green world. We'll learn to power houses and cars with the light that's made up in the stars. It's a gift to share that's always been given. It falls down to earth like rain from heaven. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia, Solartopia, Solartopia. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia all over God's green. One more time. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia, Solartopia, Solartopia. Don't you know we're gonna have a Solartopia all over God's green world.
Dar Williams and Pete Seeger right here on the Children's Hour. In the background, Ketsa with Sun Nation. We've been learning about solar energy on the show today in a broadcast we recorded at the Solar Fiesta at the University of New Mexico in the summer of 2022. You can learn a lot more about solar at childrenshour.org. Look for this episode, Solar Energy. And by the way, the Children's Hour is produced from a solar-powered studio. It's the Sunspot Studio here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can also find out more about us at childrenshour.org and leave us a message. Tell us what you think. We're going to go out with one more. This is Hayes Greenfield from a CD called Music for a Green Planet. We'll catch you next time for another edition of the Children's Hour.
That same wind, that same sun that blows, it shines on everyone. Tame the wind and catch the sun, then we'll have power for everyone. The same wind, the same sun that blows, it shines on everyone. Tame the wind and catch the sun, then we'll have power for everyone. The same waves, the same seas that splash and crash on you and me. Tame the waves inside the sea, then we'll have power for you and me. The same waves, the same seas that splash and crash on you and me. Tame the waves inside the sea, and we'll have power for you and me. You always get the power from the waves and the seas. It gives you energy, energy. Same earth, the same ground that people walk on all year round. Catch the heat by digging down and warm our houses all year round. The same earth, the same ground that people walk on all year round. Catch the heat by digging down and warm our houses all year round. same sun that blows and shines on everyone. Tame the wind and catch the sun, then we'll have power for everyone. The same waves, the same seas that splash and crash on you and me. Tame the waves inside the sea, then we'll have power for you and me. The same earth, the same ground that we will walk on all year round. Catch the heat by digging down and warm our houses all year round. The same wind, the same sun that blows and shines on everyone. Tame the wind and catch the sun, then we'll have power for everyone. What a yes, yes, what a yes. Oh.
The Children's Hour is produced by the Children's Hour Incorporated, a New Mexico nonprofit.
Our show was written by Katie Stone with lots of help from all of us on the kids crew.
You can find photos, links, learn-along guides, and more about us at childrenshour.org.
We had engineering support from Andres Martinez. Evan Dates wrote our joke. Vanessa Vassar took our photos. Christina Stella is our senior producer. Jonathan Dunsky writes our learning guides. Many thanks to Marlene Brown for being with us on the show today.
Find our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts, or go to our patreon.com/The Children's Hour.
Or ask your smart speaker to play the Children's Hour podcast.
We post our photos and more on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Find us at TCH Radio.
Our theme music was written by C.K. Barlow.
The Children's Hour is distributed by PRX, the Public Radio Exchange, and by the Pacifica Radio Network.
Thanks for listening to the Children's Hour, Kids Public Radio.